Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. So it's been a while since I've showcased one of my first edition PSA sets. As many of you know, I'm an English set collector, and I try to collect cards in PSA 10 condition. However, that's not always easy with every set, and today's set is one of the few sets that I have yet to complete, and that's first edition Neo Revelation. This set is by far the most difficult Wizards of the Coast set to grade in PSA 10, with 9 of the 14 cards in the holographic set being under 30 in the population report. Nevertheless, I'm happy to settle with some 9s here. I do have a few of them in 10s, and it's a set that I absolutely love. There's some amazing artwork in this set, and some really cool Pokemon. Anyway, let's take a look and roll into Neo Revelation. Alright, so the first card in this set is Ampharos, and this is a beauty. This particular copy has tons of holofoil. We got a swirl up on the top. And this is actually the lowest population card in PSA 10 out of all of Wizards of the Coast. I believe it only has 8 copies in PSA 10. This one's a 9. The back is really clean, but when you open these right out of the pack, you're going to find surface scratches on almost every single copy of this card. Still absolutely love the Ampharos. Gotta love the yellow. Coming in second here is Blissey. And Blissey is another one that's notorious for hollow scratches and print lines right out of the pack. This card is another low population one in PSA 10, with only 10 copies in circulation. This one's a 9. Absolutely beautiful card. Love how Blissey is blending in with the rainbow colored holographic background. And again, pretty clean edges on the back side of this one. So happy with a 9 grade for that. The third card in Neo Revelation is Celebi. And Celebi I've always thought of as sort of like the second generation's version of Mew. This one's a PSA 9. I actually did grade a PSA 10 of this card way back in the day, and before I really started set collecting, I sold that one. So a little bit of regret there. Still, PSA 9, really nice card to have. Despite a little bit of edge wear up in the top corner, it's still a beautiful card, and one that I'm happy to have in the collection. Going on to our fourth card is Crobat, and I'm a huge fan of Crobat. I love Crobat in the dark version from Neo Destiny, but this one's pretty cool too. One of the things that's interesting is it's kind of hard to see the holofoil on this card. It's a very dark hollow pattern, and that often makes it a bit easier to grade. Still, pretty low population on this one. Back again, looking pretty clean, maybe a dot or two of edge wear in the top corner. Otherwise, really what you want to see out of a vintage card is that quality condition. Moving on to our fifth card is a fan favorite out there, Delibird. Now this isn't one of the more valuable cards in the set, but Delibird is a really interesting Pokemon. In fact, the attack name here is Present, and that's what Delibird is known for, is giving out gifts. So really interesting concept for a Pokemon. This one, generally one of the easier grades, I believe, in the set. I'd have to look that up to verify. Again, another PSA 9 for my collection here. Really cool card, and again, really cool Pokemon, Delibird. Now we're getting to the first of the 3 legendary dogs, and these are some of the big hitters of the set. This one's Entei. You probably remember Entei from the Pokemon movie 2000, was one of the featured Pokemon in that. Actually, it might have been the movie after that. 2000 was the one with Lugia. Anyway, Entei, PSA 9 here. This is a card that I've never owned in a PSA 10, and probably will never have the opportunity to. Very expensive card. Still, gotta be happy with a mint quality card. I'm never one to complain about a grade, and that's one that I just feel fortunate to have. Next up we have Holo, and I actually do own a copy of this card in PSA 10. This is one of the cards that I sent off to the PWCC vault to store away. In the meantime, I've replaced it with this PSA 8 copy. You'll notice that it has 3 attacks. That's one of the interesting things about Holo, and I absolutely love the holofoil pattern and the artwork on this card. I think it's right up there with Neo Genesis Lugia, personally. But yeah, it's really cool to have a PSA 10, but that was one of the cards that I felt like I wanted to put into storage. Pretty clean backside on this card, and little hollow print line. That's pretty common in those 8 grades, so you got to watch out for those. Another low population card coming in here, and a fan favorite, is Houndoom. Now, a lot of people like Houndoom just by nature of it being this really cool dark dog Pokemon, But this one, howling up to the moon with a holofoil background, absolutely beautiful. Beautiful artwork. Backside on this one is also really clean. Really nice copy for a PSA 9. I'd love to get a copy of this in PSA 10 someday, but again, with its low population and high desirability, it's probably going to be a little bit out of my league. Now here's one of the cards that I do have in a PSA 10, and this is Jumpluff. Jumpluff is not one of the big hitters of this set, but still I like how the two Jumpluff are featured in this artwork, and you've got the snowman in the background. Really interesting wintry time take on a Pokemon artwork. So again, this one's a PSA 10. You can see the back is looking pretty pristine. There is maybe a dot of edge wear down in the bottom left corner, but still looking really nice. Next, we get a Steel type in Magneton. Now, Magneton is a Pokemon that Wizards of the Coast absolutely loved. They gave Magneton so many different holographic cards in a lot of different sets. This one, though, very difficult to grade. Another card with a low pop in PSA 10. This one's a 9. Got a noticeable dot of edge wear down in the bottom corner, but still a really cool card. And, you know, I don't know what Wizards of the Coast was thinking with Magneton, but they definitely have their share of Magnetons. Next up is one of my personal favorites, and that's Misdreavus. Now, Misdreavus was a card that I actually used in decks back in the day, and this one I think is really cool because of the like purpley holographic pattern. It's a ghost Pokemon. I know a lot of people like that. Another card that's incredibly low population in PSA 10. I believe there's 15 in the population report. Fun fact, I actually sent in and had graded 3 different PSA 10s over the course of my collecting career. Moving on, we've got Porygon 2, and this is another tough one to grade, which makes sense. It's got light holofoil surface, ton of holofoil that could be damaged by scratches or print lines. This one's a PSA 9 copy. Porygon 2, I always felt was second fiddle to Porygon. I like Porygon better personally. And you know, usually I'm a type of person that loves the Neo sets, but I don't know, something about Porygon I just really admire. Next, we've got our second legendary dog, and that's Raikou. Raikou's the electric version, and my personal favorite of the 3, if I'm being honest. This one's a PSA 9, tons of sparkly holofoil on this card. Again, one of those cards that's going to command a premium in PSA 10. I'm not exactly sure how many are out there in the population report, but again, this is one of those cards that I'm excited to have, even as a 9. Just nice to have a copy for the personal collection. Next up, we have Suicune, rounding out the last of the holographics in this set, and the last of the legendary dogs. I know this is one of the fan favorites out there. Personally, Raikou's my favorite, Entei's second, but the artwork on this is still amazing. One of the things I want to point out is that I have these perfect fit sleeves on the PSA cases, and I would highly recommend these. These are really cool. They have an interesting, like snug, tight fitting fit to them, and you almost don't even notice that the sleeves are on the cards. So it's a way to keep your PSA slabs protected, while at the same time giving you maximum visibility of the cards and the artworks themselves. Big fan of those. I'll leave a link to those in the description. Anyway, Neo Revelation was the first set that featured Shining cards, and the first of those is Shining Gyarados, which I know people absolutely love, myself included. You've got this little guy out on the boat, the lake is being disturbed, and out of it rises the giant Gyarados looking down with intimidation. It's an iconic artwork that really tells a story, and I absolutely love this one. Really fortunate to have this card in a PSA 10. This is one that I sent in for grading years ago. It's been in my collection ever since. It'll stay in my collection forever. Really excited about that one. And to round it out, we also have the Shining Magikarp in PSA 10. Now, these Shinings were a little bit different than the ones released later by Neo Destiny, in that these actually had holographic backgrounds, whereas the Neo Destiny ones had the embossed holographic patterns. That makes these ones a lot more difficult to grade and a lot more difficult to acquire. Notice that this one is really well centered on the backside as well, and it's just a beautiful card, and one that I'm really excited to have in my collection. Alright guys, that's going to do it for my first edition Neo Revelation set. You know, even though I'm a collector of primarily PSA 10 cards, there's certainly no shame in collecting PSA 9s, PSA 8s, or even lower grade or ungraded cards. Ultimately, it's the artworks, the memories, the connections that we share with those cards that bring them value. So I'm happy and feel fortunate to have the cards that I have, and who knows, maybe someday I'll be able to continue the chase and catch some of those cards that are still eluding me. That is ultimately what the collecting hobby is all about and what brings us joy as collectors. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Let me know what your favorite card is in the Neo Revelation set down in the comments below. Anyway, I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. We'll see you at the next video. Until then, live well. We'll see you guys later.